Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Bima Cahaya Kusuma Dianto. I'm from class 9 to version 2 Communication Science 2D program, where I will summarize and explain about the context of the seminar on communication and research. What's you guys? First session was explained by Mrs. Karoma and Mrs. Puri, and Mrs. Puri sampled about the theory of the classicity on our communication, and Mrs. Karoma explained about communication, the theory with the perspective of communication. The relate to communication there is taken from the talks of experts in the field of communication. Action such as Stephen W. Littlejohn, Karen FST, and Griffin Turner Harold Roswell that follow is the importance of the studying communication. There is a construction or building or talks preparation, the various where observers share their very only and does not cover all reality or phenomenon on according to Prof. Study. The third result is the importance of the studying communication. Their studying communication as a science and communication skill that this is connected with the various constituents such as the field of the journalism, public relation, communication management, as expert, operator, and so on effective communication skill. The second and study is communication for communication research as a field of science that can answer various social problems related to communication that occur in society because many communication phenomena and exist in a very layer and activity of human life. The 4 years real evolution communication, there are our communication theories have a limitation. It is impossible to find a theory that is as a whole. Little John believes that every communication theory must be evaluated based on this usefulness as well as when conducting research communication. There is a usage based on the purpose or intent of the research to be solved, then to causes and existential theory. It can be seen from the theoretical scope of the theory. The second, the heuristic through the validation or validity. The fourth, verisimility or the dim summer openness or openness. Then there is the heuristic value of the theory capable of the experiencing or stimulating further research. Validity means the true value of the theory. Validity as a theory criterion is their meanings, namely on flow whether a theory is available. The second is a correspondence or appropriate, and the third is a generalizability, namely conformity with the scope of the theory discussed previously. Parsimony or chances. Parsimony involves conscious logical simplicity of there are two equality will valid. There is Then the theory with the most logical and simple explanation is the best logical and simple one. Openness means that the theory is open to the other possibility that are tentatively conceptual and qualitative. Then on slide 6, there is a division of the theory in the first communication study based on the element of the communication that you want to observe when communications or the communication and the people unfold with example of the attribution theory and second their theory of social flow or message example of nonverbal coded theory message theory their space action theory data channel media or agenda setting theory is the for impacts caused by the example of the theory. The last slide, namely in the research in the field of the communication theory can be used for reinforcement in chapter 2 related to the literature review, which is expected to be used to analyze the findings of data in the field which are included in discussion related to the field of the communication. The first grouping of the various communication theories is an approach depending on the what you want to research. When will researcher determining the method used will produce a variety of the different theories. In classification communication, there is a traditional perspective, namely social psychology, namely social interaction, social psychology study, providing example of the persuasive change in individual social behavior. The second is hypermetic, which is what the characteristic is your family. The second is how family members interact. The third is how things influence on another. For example, system theory. Now the third one is how to communication for very in public and the explanation of the rhetoric, namely the discovery of the argument and of the delivery style and memory of the speech. Session to the second session was explained by Mrs. Susri Adeni explained the theory of the individual to mass communication. Individual theory, namely there are theories of the attribution theory of the social judgment theory of the symbolic interaction attribution theory. For example, is like an interesting picture of the human behavior. The second is how a person actually behaves. The third is how people invest the choices of the behavior done by themselves as or there. The second is the theory of the social assignment. Social assignment that is like paying attention to how somebody gives an assessment to know all the statements that are heard. Then there is the theory of the symbolic interaction, in which meaning appears as rules of the interaction between humans both verbally and non-verbally. Then there is the theory of the symbolic when are human feeling mediated by a number of the connections and language. It's a symbol in concept and namely of the general idea of a pattern or shape. There is a controversy on the theory of the accommodation, which explains how and why we adapt our communication behavior to the communication of the others. Then there is the relationship theory of the relationship that includes social penetrations theory, the process of the inclusion on opinions and intimates in establishing relationship with other people. Furthermore, from relationship theory, there is a dialectical relationship, which is about how people use communication or manage or opposing forces that have the potential to interfere with relationship with other people at certain times. Well, then there is a group communication, namely through the group theory views group as isolated groups of people who are not affected by the outside world, but in fact group cannot be separated from the with external environment. Then there is a functional there explains about groups to make decisions by emphasizing the relationship between the quality of the communication and the quality of the group output. There are two organizational theories, namely Weber's Peroratis theory, namely regarding organizational structures that are hierarchical and controlled by rules. Well, this is the last slide, namely media and the culture, namely that there are two culture ideologies according to Graham Motley, namely that communicative groups are continuously involved in creating meaning system and realizing these meanings in form of the expression into forms of social activity. Finally, there is a hegemony or influence over the masses, which can be interpreted as the influence of power or domination of a certain social group over their social groups, which are usually maker. Maybe that I can explain from this seminar. Sorry if there are word mistakes. Thank you.